have got a great topic to share with you here today, and it's something that I think we're all striving for, but I think a lot of people sit back and go, okay, well, that's great, but how do we do it? How do we go out there and do that? And what I want to chat with you about today is the only way to go out there and build a big team of people. I think everybody that jumps on this call realizes that if we're going to go out there and create something really special, I mean, I'm talking about walk-away income, generational type income, you can't do it by yourself. You're not going to be able to do it just going out there and gathering a bunch of customers. You need a bunch of teammates that are gathering a group of customers. And so the question is, how do you do that? How do you go out there and build a big team? The question is, what does it take? What's the level of activity necessary to grow a big team? And I'm not talking about, a small part-time income here. I'm talking about a fire your boss, walk away from whatever you're currently doing type income. And listen, maybe some of you are like, Steve, I don't want that. And I'm going to say, yeah, but if it was presented to you, you would take it. I had somebody say to me one time, well, yeah, Steve, I'm not going to quit my job. I love my job. I'm like, all right, then volunteer. Do it for free. If you love it so much, just volunteer. Well, no, I wouldn't do that. It's like, well, then you don't love your job that much, right? Don't give me that. Can you guys relate to what I'm saying right there? So I'm talking about building a big business here, you guys. And most people that have really large organizations have worked their business for a few years. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight. And they've shown the business somewhere between 1,000 and 3,000 times. Now let that sink in for just a second. 1,000 to 3,000 times. So think about how many times you are showing the business. And that's the reason they're good at it, because they do it over and over and over again for individuals and obviously groups of people. Now, I was going through, if you guys could see actually how old school I actually am. Yes, I have a lot of notes that are digital, but I still have just binders of notes and material that I can share with you guys. And I was going through this binder a couple of weeks ago, and I came across some notes. That I went through 23 years ago. How crazy is that, right? 23 years ago. And what we were doing, me and this other guy, and you would actually know who this person was if I mentioned his name to you. We were working in the same company together, and we had gotten in pretty much the same time. Our organizations were running parallel. I was the number 12 income earner of all time with this company, and he was number 15. Okay, so it's like, okay, our organizations were almost identical. And I remember one time we were sitting together and we said, okay, let's break this down. Let's really break it down for people on how to get to where we are right now. And we had both been in the business for about 10 years. And we decided, and we kind of figured out that we shared the opportunity. We showed the business 6 times a week for that 10-year period. Now, we may be off just a little bit here, but we were just kind of guessing. And so, show the business 6 times for 10 years, six times a week for 10 years. That's 300 times a year for 10 years, right? So that's 3,000 presentations that we figured that we did. We each did it separately, obviously. So 3,000 presentations in 10 years. And the result was amazing, because I had about 350 personally enrolled distributors, and he had 400. I'm like, okay, well, these numbers are kind of crazy that they're working out this way. And we each had about $2 million a month in volume. Okay? So now you sit back and go, all right, over a period of 10 years, if you showed the business 3,000 times, you would most likely have somewhere between, I don't know, let's be a little bit more conservative than what we were, somewhere between 200 and 300 personally enrolled people, right? I mean, I'm guessing that's about right. And you would most likely have 3 legs that would have at least 10,000, associates in them. And you would most likely have 6 to 10 other legs with approximately somewhere between 1,000 and 3,000 people in them. And not only would you be a top earner in our company, but you would be a top earner in the network marketing profession. You would have a residual income that would pay you for many, many years. And on your journey, you would enjoy a level of freedom and income that very few people experience in their lifetime. And you guys, I've come to the conclusion that this is the only way to build a big business. A lot of times I catch myself going, okay, what's the secret? What is the secret to this? What are other people doing that I'm not doing? Or what am I doing that other people aren't doing? And blah, blah, blah. And I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I always come to the same conclusion. And the conclusion is consistency. It's consistency over a period of time. It's just so rare that you get involved in a business and somebody comes in and they just shoot to the top within 3 or 4 months. That's so rare, And so it's like, well, how do you get to the top? It's like, well, just be consistent. Just be consistent in what makes you money, okay? And the only thing that makes us money is volume. Well, how do we create volume? We get this technology in front of people. And we simply invite people to come and look. Or you have lunch with somebody and you go, can I show you something? Can I show you something that's pretty cool? You reach out to somebody and you have a conversation with them and you dig a little bit deep and you peel back some layers and you figure out, what's going on in their life, and then you can provide a solution. It's like, then you show them the business. And it's like, there's no secret to it. It's being consistent in explaining what this technology is and letting people feel it for themselves. I think staying focused on what works is really the secret. We all, if you look at everybody in this company, and we've got, national vice presidents, and we've got regional vice presidents, and we've got vice presidents, and we've got everybody at every rank. But the bottom line is we all have the same opportunity. We are all playing in the same sandbox. So what's the difference? The difference is consistency. How many times a week are you actually showing the opportunity? And sometimes I look at it and go, really? Was I only showing it 6 times a week? Because I caught myself, showing it a couple times a day. And I'm like, did I not show anybody on Sunday? Probably not. Did I not show anybody on Friday? No, we do lunch meetings on Fridays. So anyways, I think the numbers that my friend and I were kind of putting together actually might be a little bit conservative too. But what if you only did 6 presentations a week? What if everybody in your organization did a full-on opportunity? I don't want to say meeting, because a meeting sounds stupid. It just you sat down with somebody and gave them the information 6 times a week. That's it. You don't have to have a formal meeting to do that, And listen, there was a friend of mine who made millions in my first company. Okay, he was like the number 7 income earner of all time. He never did a presentation up in front of the room. He was scared to death to talk in front of people. So he just did one-on-ones and two-on-ones all day long. And he taught the people in his organization to do the same thing. And guys, I truly believe that if somebody showed the business 6 times a week, within a few short years, they would have a booming business. I've told you guys this from day one. This is by far the best opportunity I've ever seen in my 33 and a half year career. And so when I talk about, doing what I did for 10 years, there's no way you're going to have to do it for 10 years. If you talk to 6 people a week It's gonna be to reach millions of dollars in revenue and have tens of thousands of people in your organization. It's not going to take you 10 years to do it. But here's the key: you got to have duplication. You've got to teach the people in your organization to do the exact same thing. Because without that duplication, you have nothing. Because you can't do it by yourself. If what you're doing is not duplicable, you bring somebody in the business and they look at you and go, well, I can see how you can be successful, but I can't do that. Well, then that's exactly what's going to happen. They're not going to do it. But if you are out there just having a conversation with somebody, doing the demo with them, proving the technology, people will look at you and go, yeah, I can do that. Because every time that you sit down with somebody, they're asking themselves two questions. They're asking themselves, can I do it? And is it worth my time and effort? Can I do it? And is it worth my time and effort? And if they can answer yes to both of those questions, you've got something pretty special. Guys, the formula is really simple. The ultimate key is to duplicate yourself. But here's the other thing. People are watching you more than they're listening to you. And so you can sit there and tell your group, it's like, come on, guys, we got to go do more meetings. Well, if they don't see you doing more meetings, if they don't see you bringing more people into the business, why should they? This is a monkey see, monkey do business. And everybody's looking for the ripe banana, right? Everybody's looking for the secret sauce. It's like there is no secret sauce. The only way to build a big team is to be consistent in what makes you money. Figure out what presentation, what conversations you're having with people that are bringing new people into the business, and then keep saying it. Guys, literally from day one, my presentation has been the same. I tell my story, I walk through the patches, and that's about it. It's just a matter of being consistent in what works. And once you find something, once you find whatever formula works for you, don't change it. Just do it more often.